What's going on, traders? Welcome to Investing Trends, where we talk about the latest news and trades on trending stocks. Welcome back to the Ark Invest series, where we track the trading activity of the popular ETF Ark Invest. To those of you who just found out about Cathie Wood and Ark Invest, welcome, and hope by watching this video, you learn the buy and sell trends of a major institutional fund to help you decide how to trade to make big gains. So far, it helped me make money from trades such as Nintendo, Skills, and Virgin Galactic that I talk about here, so hop on and enjoy the ride. So CRISPR Therapeutics was once ARK's number 3 stock, just behind Tesla and Roku. But look at it now, it is number 5 of their holdings. It is a good stock, don't get me wrong, but the trend was negative as I saw ARK selling off shares of this stock while they were just on a buying trend for Teladoc Health. Teladoc Health is now ARK's number 2 holdings just after Tesla. And if you check back on my past videos, Teladoc Health was relatively new position for Ark Invest, where they were aggressively buying up shares. Cathie Wood is still buying up shares of this stock, so the trend is still up. So still a good time to pick up shares here for those that don't have it in their holdings. I am still confident on Teladoc Health, so holding these babies for a while. Bullish trend on Spotify here, folks. I am seeing a sizable purchase this week as it just broke ARK's $1 billion holding value as it continued to purchase more shares. This is a strong bullish sign for the stock, and more upside may be coming for the investors. Spotify just announced their earnings where the stock price plummeted. It went down 8.2% for the day, but ARK took this chance to buy the dip. On its earnings report, Spotify's revenue jumped 17% versus a year ago to $2.58 billion, where analysts were expecting revenue of $2.61 billion, and a net loss of 79 cents per share versus analyst expectations of loss of 69 cents per share. But what freaked out investors were the disappointing guidance from the management team, as they were estimating lower sales and further loss. In the long term, however, the growth story is still valid for Spotify, and the company is well positioned in both music and podcasts. I see people largely dependent on Spotify to listen to music, while podcasts are gaining further popularity and momentum. It just isn't growing as fast as analysts expected, and that's why shares are down. Here are the daily trades for you to take a closer look. Check out the trends for the stocks that you own and interested in. Going down the list, we got this new stock Materialize that we need to talk about. So as you can see, it's pretty obvious. It's very blatant that the trend is negative on the stock. The company is one of the largest and most long-established independent companies in the 3D printing sector. It has a market cap of $3.8 billion and headquartered in Belgium. Looking at the 5-year chart performance, it has extraordinary stock performance, being up more than 1,000%. Its 1-year chart is up 271%, 3 months is up 86%, and 1 month being up 21%. But if you check out ARK's trading activity, it is not positive at all and more profit taking on this stock as it continues to go up. I wouldn't go after the stock since I prefer to buy stocks that ARK continues to buy as the stock's price goes up. This is very similar to CRISPR Therapeutics, where I think it's a good company, but ARK doesn't seem to think that it has good future promise, and as a result, they are taking big profits. On the other hand, even when Teladoc Health is going up in share price, they continue to buy up shares, which leads me to believe that Ark Invest still believes that Teladoc Health is undervalued. So Materialize investors should be keen on their holding and maybe think of taking profits here as well. Going down the list, Cathie Wood took a huge dump on Pinterest on Friday and sold over 1.3 million shares in one day. So Pinterest reported earnings on Friday where they beat earnings estimates and revenue growth rates. Monthly active users, the MAUs, increased 37% to 459 million. Users who began engaging in Pinterest during the COVID-19 continue to have high levels of engagement even after shelter-in-place restrictions were eased in the reported quarter. Although we see a big sell-off on Pinterest, it is a one-time event that was driven by the earnings report, so don't think it is anything to be concerned about. Most likely active trading on this stock, and we'll probably see Ark Invest buying up shares of Pinterest in smaller increments next week. So if you see any articles or other YouTubers saying that Ark sold 80 million shares of Pinterest, you know what's up. Snapchat, on the other hand, also had earnings on Friday, and a good one at that. Shares popped on Friday and the stock jumped 9%. Its daily active users climbed 22% to 265 million. Snap's revenue in turn leaped 62% to $911 million. That was well ahead of the $857.4 million in revenue Wall Street had expected. So frankly, seeing how ARK bought up a lot of shares of Snap makes me a little concerned about Pinterest, as they sold Pinterest shares while buying Snap's shares on a good earnings report. But the trend is not clear yet, and we need to keep an eye on these stocks in the coming week. But so far, I will put them in the active trading category. By the way, Matt Schwab, congrats man, as I believe you held to Snap and profited. Here are the daily trades as I scroll to the right. I am curious about Grayscale Bitcoin, but not really into cryptocurrency, so if one of you guys know much, please drop it in the comment section below. My friends keep telling me to get into Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Should I buy those or Grayscale? Let me know in the comment section. This next one is a gem. Teradyne is showing clear bullish trend here, and I am going to pick up shares on this stock not only because ARK is buying it, but looking at their business model, it looks promising. This is why I comb through ARK's daily trades, right? To get new investment ideas. So ARK bought 1.4 million shares this week, which is 260% of their previous holdings. This stock may be the next skills stock, which I am up over 100% now, and I told you guys that I will buy this stock as well. And I get this tingly feeling that Teradyne is going to follow the footsteps of skills. The company is based in Boston, Massachusetts with a market cap of $21 billion. And looking at the current stock price performance, it is up 9% for the week, 4% for the month, 28% in 3 months, 78% in 1 year, and 559% in 5 years. Solid performance overall. The company reported earnings this week, and the results were better than expected. Revenue grew 16% year over year, while earnings per share popped 25%. Both top and bottom line were better than analyst consensus estimates and exceeded management's robust forecast, and the stock ended well for the week, up being 9%. Checking out their financials, it is strong, growing, and healthy. It is a profitable company with net income of $720,000 and up from $465,000 in 2019. With its net income margins at 24%, this is a very solid and healthy company. The company, as a business, tests nearly 50% of all semiconductors worldwide, and revenue streams are diverse with 4 distinct business segments that each offer their own long-term growth opportunities. The 4 areas are semiconductor, system testing, wireless testing, and industrial automation. All of these 4 business segments, and I mean all of them, are well positioned to do well in the coming years with the ramp up of consumer technology, enterprise level Internet of Things, 5G, and other spectrum wireless needs. And to top it all off, industrial automation. Bingo. If you happen to come across this video later in the year, where the stock has run up even more, check out my track record and consider subscribing and liking the video. Going down the list, Cathie Wood sold off Splunk with a total sale of 369,000 shares this week, causing the trend to be very, very negative. ARK has been consistently selling shares of this stock, and the negative trend is quite high, so current investors in this stock should be worried. Splunk's earnings date is coming up on March 3rd, where the company is expected to report earnings per share of 1 cent. The stock is down 17% looking at the 3-month price performance, and seeing how it is down in 3 months and ARK is selling the dip makes me think that Cathie is not a fan of this company. She might be wrong and the stock may rebound here, but those who are following her, she's not showing any love for this stock. Here are the daily trades for you to take a closer look. and see any other potential investment ideas for you to enter. There are too many stocks here for me to go through every single one, so do your homework to maximize your gain prospects. Not much going on in the next section besides the fact that generally the stocks here are on a good uptrend. Again, this section is where you should look for good ideas to enter new positions, as they are generally being bought by Ark Invest and not selling much of these stocks here in this section. I will scroll to the right so you can check out the daily trades, and let me know in the comment section below a stock that you like. I like to not only learn from Cathie Wood, but from fellow investors like you, as sharing information allows more knowledge and enables higher probability to make money. And shout out to Way Cool, as he is a prime example of what I'm talking about. So he left a comment on my past video saying that he made a good 21% on Cathie's new purchase, HIMS, H-I-M-S. Get in, get out, she's the real deal. Plus, he also mentioned that if you follow her Silvergate big purchase last week, you would have made a good 5 to 8% gain. Going down the list, Lockheed Martin is noteworthy here as ARK continues to buy a bunch of shares. As I mentioned before, the theme in 2021 is infrastructure, industrial automation, and defense with new Biden administration and government funding, right? Keep an eye on the stock as it is prone to be promising. DraftKings is a new holding for Ark Invest, as I mentioned on my last video this week. I can't be happier to see Ark Invest getting into DraftKings as a shareholder and longtime believer in the company. My price target for this company is $100 per share, and with Ark's help, the time for the stock to get there has shortened even more. Cha-ching, the register is ringing. Here are the daily trades for the stocks in this section. There are other key stocks here like Palantir, Skills, which went up bigly this week, and Longview Acquisition, which is a SPAC that I talked about earlier. And here's the last section where I want to highlight Lightspeed and Bill.com. So Lightspeed POS is a company that provides point-of-sale software for retailers and restaurants. It offers workflow analysis, training, configuration, and networking services. The stock price did really well, being up 125% for the year and went up almost 10% after earnings report this past week. But ARK's trading activity looks a little fishy to me. It is almost as if they don't believe in the stock, and it's not merely a big, ginormous profit taking going on here. I say this because if you look at the all-time figure, which stands at 600 shares, they pretty much sold off all the shares they acquired since November of 2020. All the shares they bought in the last 3 months, they sold. They sold shares so that it is net positive only 600 shares. Plus, they sold 411,000 shares and only left with 440,000 shares in their holdings. Selling close to half of your position is something you don't do unless you don't see much promise down the future. Bill.com is a brand new position for Ark Invest. The company's market cap is $14 billion, and the company provides cloud-based software solutions to simplify, digitize, and automate back-office financial operations for small businesses. The company is headquartered in Palo Alto, California. The stock beat its 2Q earnings results on Friday, and the stock soared 22% as the CEO claims that the pandemic was a tailwind for their success. I see a lot of promise and continued bullishness on the stock, and I bought the stock myself. I hope you appreciate me being upfront and transparent on the stocks I buy with you, as I appreciate Cathie Wood being very transparent about her trading activities with the public. Cathie Wood, thank you for showing me the way for Nintendo, Skills, and Virgin Galactic, and now I am very hopeful on Teradyne and Bill.com. And here are the daily trades for you to take a closer look. Hope watching through this trading activity gives you some more confidence in the stocks you're holding or gives you new stock ideas to buy. Let this be a guide to your investing needs and long-term investing to reach financial freedom. Please invest safely, subscribe to the channel, and hit that like button. I thank you, appreciate you, and see you next time.